Mahito fight who stated to just be way faster and stronger.
He scales above the Yuji and the Mahito fight. Why?
Yeah, he should have got the Black Flash amps from there, like multiple Black Flash amps, and
I agree, but why do you think Choso
What
scales?
because he scales the Nayu perception blitz both of them.
He scales to Naoya. What's it called? When? When?
He reacts to Naoya like multiple times in the fight.
Show me.
Okay. When is the fight again?
If you're talking about the instance where he blocks him at the start, if you're gonna downscale Yuji with that shit, he does the same shit to Naoya.
You mean Choso? Dumbass bitch.
What? Did I miss words on that?
I'm playing. I'm yapping.
Did I miss words on that?
What chapter is that fight?
It's like 140.
140 is when Yuta pulls up.
Okay, so you know. Okay, so Whyfun, use math. The chapter before that. Come on now.
While that happens, like it's a punch. I'm pretty sure.
Because all I remember Choso blocking is that one punch.
God damn.
No, they were fighting the whole time, and he got poisoned.
Let me get this clear. I think in terms of travel speed, Naoya's travel speed is above Yuji's combat speed. That's fine, but I don't think Choso scales to his travel speed at all.
That's his speed within combat. If it's his speed in which you run at, include your speed in combat.
You
so
think
it's not just travel speed.
You think the speed you throw punches is the speed at which you can run?
I mean, in Naoya's case, yeah.
Why?
Because it's no matter how many moves, no matter what moves he does, it will happen in the same amount of time.
No, just because he moves in 24 frames per second doesn't mean. Okay, I'm gonna just say the same shit I said to Zizo. Just because he moves 24 times a second doesn't mean that he makes the same movements per second. I agree the amount is the same. That doesn't mean the extent of his movements per second has to be the same every time.
How? Why not? Because if I'm making 24 moves per second, what do you mean I'm not making the same moves per second if it's just 24?
Okay. Let's say, for example, let's say for the analogy, let's say you perceive a human walking at like what's it called, 60 frames per second. They can walk at 60 frames per second, but you can also perceive them just like taking one step forward at 60 frames per second. Even though, what's it called? They can like run at 60 frames per second. That doesn't mean that it's the same amount of movement as you just taking a single step forward.
But that's not how the ability is explained. To explain them has 64 movements within a second.
Did you say 64?
I mean 24. My fault.
Let me just actually just. Okay, so if you're trying to say that Naoya can perception blitz Yuji, he does the same shit to Choso, and right before that, Choso blocks his punch.
That was before FRSs.
I'm not using that to downscale Choso. I'm saying that Naoya's combat speed's below his travel speed because Choso can block his combat speed, but he gets blitzed by his travel speed. By your logic.
Oh my goodness! All you have to do that is lift your arm up. That's what a punch is. He'd have to lift his arm and run into them. I don't see how that would be slower than him.
So wait, hold on a second. So you're saying that you're saying that Choso's getting perception blitzed where what's it called? He can't register Naoya's movements like Yuji can, but you're saying he can register Naoya's movement to put his arm up? That doesn't follow. That's not even a perception.
No, I'm saying Naoya, all he has to do is put his arm up and run. So his combat speed would be much slower, or it would be relative to his travel speed. So like, you know what travel speed is? To run, all you have to do is move your legs in a certain motion. It takes less effort to move your arms in a punching motion than to move your legs in a running motion.
That just means you concede that Naoya didn't perception blitz them.
Why do you think Naoya didn't perception blitz them if they just disappear from the site?
If you're agreeing that Choso has the ability to block him, he has to perceive him to some extent.
That's not what I'm talking about. And you don't have to necessarily perceive someone to block them. Why?
If you can't perceive them at all, how are you going to know where they're going to come at you or in what way they're coming at you?
You can just guess.
Guess. All right. Prove
There's
Choso.
Not many places where you can go.
There's not many places he could go. So you're telling me Choso. So you're telling me now you could have kicked him, punched him in the stomach, punched him in the gut, punched him in the head, anywhere, literally any movement, but Choso coincidentally guessed right.
Yeah, that happens often in martial arts. If you ever spectated
Do
or
you think martial artists are consistently perception blitzing each other?
No, it doesn't have to be. It's like they just block it without thinking about it. They just have their arm in the right place to block without having to move at all.
Okay, so for one, your argument is assuming Choso did this, and I think it's less likely based on the fact that you said that martial artists also do this. No, the fuck they don't. And even if they do, martial artists aren't perception blitzing each other, like you're saying now he does.
That's irrelevant argument. I'll just show you. In this panel, Choso just has a high guard, which is effective for blocking strikes to the face.
Actually, I just realized I moved off the Yuji shit. I don't think Naoya, what he did to Yuji is a perception blitz.
Why not?
So for one, I think Yuji's off guarded due to the perception. I mean, due to projection sourcing and how it works. Because in the panel afterwards, he says he's fast, but there's something different about him. And Choso also knows the same thing. Like they both know that it's a curse technique, and it's not just solely speed. Like everyone knows this about projection sorcery. It's not just like the fact that they're that fast. And we see Yuji can react to attacks at the speed of sound, which now is stated to be subsonic.
Oh yeah, Yuji's not as fast as that attack at the speed of sound though. And what is subsonic again? I forgot. Like isn't that faster than the speed of sound? Oh. But yeah, Yuji doesn't scale to piercing blood. He just reacted to it from a distance.
He doesn't react to it from a distance. It's in his face.
Show me.
Sure.
But even if you scale that, then that statement would just be false. Even if I go along with that statement.
What statement?
Him being subsonic.
That would just be presupposing your premise.
It wouldn't be presupposing my premise. It would just be if Yuji can't track him with his eyes, which you can say, oh, the technique is weird. That doesn't matter. Technique is just him moving in 24 frames per second. So if that is the case, then he should be able to track these 24 movements like Maki can. If he can't, then his eyes just aren't fast enough to keep up with.
Okay, so you acknowledge that Naoya is moving in 24 frames per second. So normally when humans track each other or how they perceive things, it's higher than 24 frames per second. So obviously when someone is like what's it called, lagging forward or not really moving conventionally, that could definitely catch you off guard. It's like if I'm playing a video game and I'm normally used to like 120 frames per second, and then it drops down to like 10 or 20 or some shit. I'm not gonna be able to react to someone shooting at me as well as I normally could.
You're not gonna be able to react in the game because other people have higher FPS and it'll create like a lag effect. But that's different from
this. Yeah, now it doesn't have this issue. That's literally just aligning with the analogy.
I'm not aligning with the analogy because you don't understand the difference between the game and now you're moving. Because even in the game, someone shouldn't. If you're 24 FPS and someone's standing in front of you, they shouldn't be able to run all the way, like away from you before you even notice. Because we see games even like Among Us, they're running 30 FPS. They can't do that.
I don't think they're okay. So for one, I think I already tagged that. But you said that even if Yuji does,
and it's just 24. My fault.
You said that even if Yuji does scale to piercing blood, that would just contradict the Naoya statement. No, I think we just go with the interpretation that doesn't create contradiction, which would be the idea that Yuji is getting off guarded by Naoya's movements, which he states that it's like strange and shit like that. And my basis is that he can react to speed of sound attacks, which Naoya is slower than.
Okay, so again, that just presupposes a statement. Also, saying the one that doesn't have a contradiction, both of ours leads to a contradiction, and we attempt to solve this contradiction by saying the opposite is false. So I don't get what that argument was for. And what do you mean by 24 frames per second is 24 moves within a second? So I think it is. I don't think you really nothing you brought up really to people.
Naoya being stated to be subsonic or to the speed of sound is stated twice.
Okay.
Okay. And what's it called? My argument doesn't create a contradiction. Yours inherently does.
Yours does, because if Naoya is the speed of sound, and he does, I mean, if it blows the speed of sound, he reacts to someone who is the speed of sound, it would contradict the statement. But then you attempt to solve this contradiction by saying, oh, well, Yuji was just off guard, and I attempt to solve it by saying, oh, the statement's just false. You can't say one is above the other.
Let's take
both
this
of
back.
them leads to the same contradiction.
Before we get to that shit, let's take this back. How would it contradict the statement?
Because he performs the feat faster than what it's stated to be. Therefore, the statement has to be false.
So you're basing this off of the idea that now he's faster than Yuji.
Mm-hmm.
And I already explained why Naoya doesn't necessarily have to be faster than Yuji in this instance. So you're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, that's not a contradiction, but we can move on. You didn't explain it. I don't think you did.
Are you scaling Choso to Naoya off that punch?
No.
Oh, what are you scaling them off of?
They have like a full fight and Choso reacts, I'm pretty sure. Let me show you.
When Choso, I'm pretty sure the only time he reacts to Naoya is when Naoya stated to his legs are like being weighed down by not piercing blood, just Choso's blood. Are you talking about the supernova?
Hold on, I'm looking for it right now. But they're just literally having a whole fight, so I think that should show that they're relative, and also they would have come out on top.
I think they're relative fighters, but that doesn't really mean that. That doesn't have to mean that Choso's relative in speed. Choso doesn't really react to him at all to show that they're relative in speed.
To fight, you have to be relative in speed.
Choso's literally eating all of his attacks. The reason Choso wins is that he outsmarts Naoya by putting him in a corner. He presses him with an AoE attack, and then he hits Naoya on the side. Well, so he pushes Naoya by kicking him, which Naoya blocks, and then Choso's able to tag him because he presses Naoya with an AoE attack, which doesn't really mean that he scales in speed.
I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is just an instance.
I agree, you can perceive him. That's fine.
Not just perceiving. He perceives and provides a counterattack.
And what's the counterattack do? He gets.
He was gonna hit him in the chin, but then he dodged.
Send the skin up.
All I'm asserting is relativity.
There is no
have to be faster or equal in speed.
The only thing you can apply relativity from is the idea that Choso moves in response to Naoya's movements, which doesn't mean that because
that's relative.
Naoya proceeds to blitz him right afterwards.
That's not a blitz. That's just him attacking him. Like I said, he could be faster, but Choso just relative in speed.
Okay, but I'm asking what implies relativity. Why does Choso, moving in response to Naoya, getting behind him, imply relative speed?
Why does he? Oh my god, he reacts to Naoya at close range. So if he wasn't relative to Naoya, he wouldn't have been able to turn in time. He wouldn't have been able to point out that counterattack before Naoya attacked him.
That's a good question. I'm asking why does he have to be relative to do that?
Because if not, you know what a blitz is? It's moving so fast that you can't react. I'm saying that if Choso's able to react, then it's not a blitz. So blitz is just moving so fast. I mean, when you're so fast, your opponent can react. That's what relativity is. If you're not a blitz level above someone, you're relative.
I think I already attacked that. You want to move on?
Sure.
Where is just going to scale Yuji to Mahito?
Yeah, in their fight.
Okay. Do you think Choso can damage him?
Damage you?
Not even just the soul shit. I'm not going to argue that right now. Do you think he can damage him at all? Period.
Who, Mahito?
Yeah. Do you think Choso can damage Mahito at all?
Oh, does he have the AP damage Mahito? Yeah.
Why?
Let me show you.
If you want me to show you Mahito just no selling all of Yuji's attacks.
Not no selling, but
sure. Is no selling.
But there's a way. Hold on. Naoya should be. Where should I go with this?
Choso does not have AP scaling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does. Anyways,
AP scaling
Naoya, Yuji, and AP or above him.
The highest scales to Yuji and AP. Why?
Acceleration.
Okay, so for one, strength is weight and speed. What's it called? In order for Naya to scale to Eugene's speed. Actually, hold on a second. That doesn't even. He hits
Their
Yuji.
builds are relatively the same.
Wait, hold on a
and
second.
Naya is way faster.
Wait. He hits Yuji and Yuji tanks it.
Okay. Obviously, if I'm relative to you or above you in AP, I'm not just gonna one shot you. You have to be way above, massively above the one shot someone.
Okay. That would. So for one, if you're relative to someone in AP, you're gonna damage them regardless. Yuji literally no sells it.
Oh my god! I don't think you know what a no-sell is. So you agree? Obviously, IRL. We all wait. IRL. Most humans can damage most humans, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it may seem like a no-sell because there's no visible damage. If I punch you, there's nothing but pain. Like there's no visible damage, obviously. So I think that's what's happening in the panel. I don't think it's just he just no-selled the attack.
Normally, when characters are shown to have damage on them, what's it called? There's normally scratches on their face from like a punch or some shit.
I just gave you an example on how they could just be using like IRL example.
You're trying to apply IRL, which don't have this power system of durability, to JJK.
They don't have cursed energy, sure, but I'm saying you can damage someone without there being visible damage. That's my whole point.
I can't. Okay. So for one, you can. Why is now you doing that?
I just gave you a basis because he has the same structure as UG. He should be like around the same mass wise. Then he has a way higher acceleration. If I won the last points, I mean he has way higher speed. So then that speed plus the weight, it's like relatively the same.
AP scales to wait. Your durability has to scale to your AP, but the amount of AP doesn't have to scale to your durability. Your durability can scale above your AP.
Okay.
So why do you think Nalia, just because he can output the same as UG or above, can damage UG?
That doesn't mean I wasn't saying can damage UG.
Oh, are you saying he just has the same AP as UG?
It's above or relative.
Sure. We can stay with that for now. And Choso damages Nalia, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we can get into fucking. Do you think Choso can interact with the soul?
Do I want to make this claim?
Your ass can make this claim. He does not. He cannot.
Yes.
Nope.
I think he can perceive the soul, and he's like connected to his brother's soul, because he can feel when their states change. I think he feels that in his soul.
Prove that.
Where else would he feel it? If he's not connected to their souls, he wouldn't know when their states change.
He would feel it through their.
He could feel it through their.
Feel them through what? Unless you're saying that it's some physical thing, which you can't.
He can feel it through their cursed energy.
What physical? Through their cursed energy?
Yeah.
Their blood.
Then why is it made to be some sort of special thing through Choso?
Is it?
Yeah, no one else seems to know. Like they have to be told that someone died. They don't just know. This nigga died.
Aren't they connected through blood?
Okay.
So they aren't. So it's not a soul thing.
So it's not a soul thing because they're connected through blood.
I don't know. You're trying to.
So Naoya. I mean, yeah. So Naoya just knew that nigga Naobito died.
Did he? I don't. Didn't they? When did now you find out? Wasn't it after the whole clan was told about it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So
if it's just connected by blood argument, then they're the same family, have the same blood. That shit. There's some sort of physical family that he would know.
What the fuck? Choso and normal humans aren't the same. Okay. Choso and his brothers are literal curse and human hybrids. Why do you think they're the same?
The curse and human hybrid doesn't matter. He can still feel the same with Yuji, who's a normal human.
Who? He does the same shit with Yuji when?
Why do you think he doesn't kill Yuji as soon as he knocks him out, he's like, "Oh, that's my brother," and that's why he has that whole existential crisis.
Wait. I thought you were saying that they can sense when each other like die or some shit.
Yeah, just okay.
No, I know they're related, but I'm asking why it's a soul thing.
You said watch the soul thing?
Yeah.
I just, oh my god, I gave you some sort of basic. There's no physical explanation. If there was some sort of physical explanation, then everyone else in the series would be able to do it as well. Highly skilled sorcerers like Gojo.
The blood shit.
The blood? Yeah, the blood doesn't matter. Yuji's connected to Choso blood or Eso and Kechizo. He didn't sense it. And Naoya think
Is he a
too.
normal human?
And I think to Yuji? Yeah, he was born by two humans.
You know, Kenjaku constructed this motherfucker to specifically be a Sukuna vessel, right?
Okay. They literally said you had a baby with this woman. There's no experimenting or nothing. His father and the mother
Yes, he
had a
was. He
child.
was
That's a normal
constructed to
human.
be a
That's a
Sukuna
human
vessel.
baby. That is not okay.
Yes, it is.
Kenjaku.
Kenjaku did some shit.
We don't know if Kenjaku did something actually. He could have just been born and just be like, oh, his soul is like, his will is indomitable, like they said. That's why he's
His
Emperor's
will
first
is
Sukuna.
well, how are they going to determine that, Whyfun?
How are they going to determine that? Kenjaku
Yeah.
doesn't know. Why does Kenjaku know he's the perfect vessel?
Motherfucker, I said Kenjaku is trying to make him a perfect vessel for Sukuna.
He could be trying to make a bunch of perfect vessels by just having
A
kids
bunch
and
of
seeing which
perfect
one
Kenjaku.
has an indomitable will.
Well, you think Kenjaku's just hopping on like 8 dicks at once? What the fuck we doing?
Or he could be getting women pregnant. We don't know. Maybe.
Alright, bro. You know what?
Kenjaku was just experimenting when he made the death painting wound, so it's not really out of his character to just do shit.
Can't wait for Maki upskill today. Maki.
What Maki upskill? Sukuna is like so weak right now.
Sukuna right now is so badly
he's
nerfed that
he's
these feats don't even get her
right now.
above Jogo, bro. These feats don't even get her above Jogo. These feats are terrible. Shut up.
We can move on. We can move on. Anyways, Mahito.
Yeah, so before we move on, I just want to explain. If there's no physical explanation, then there's some sort of
that's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. Anyways,
and if it's something of the soul, he can perceive the soul, and he can sense the soul. Therefore, he can damage
Mahito. It's Mahito domains. This motherfucker. And Choso has no anti domain. So
Choso just blitzes him, so doesn't matter.
It's
my point. Our point.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can end it. Unless you want me to scale this motherfucker.
There's no point in scaling Mahito 6.
Mahito's above UG, above Choso.
FRSS?
He beats him. I mean, not beats him, he goes relative to him.
To FRSS Choso. When?
Mm-hmm. In the bathroom.
I'm talking about in his eyes.
In his eyes?
Yeah, when he focuses in his eyes, he's faster.
Wait. So if he's focusing FRSS into his eyes, what's it called? He isn't amping his body with that shit, so UG would scale anyways.
You said so that doesn't. He can scale physically to him, but in combat, like in speed, Choso scales above. Like say for example, if I can see the future, then I'll be faster than I was before because I can time my attacks to hit you, or I can time my attacks to dodge.
I think that's only really time my body to dodge. That's only really an issue with Naoya. Choso needed to amp his perception and take away some of his speed in order to do that shit. But if he does that shit against Yuji, it's not really going to matter because at that point...
It is going to matter against Yuji because Yuji can't hit him.
Yes, he can. Choso needs the speed to react.
He has a speed threat if he times it. Like if I'm trying to react like 5 seconds before you throw the attack, obviously I'm going to be able to react. That's why he's faster in FRSS.
You know when
because he can track Naoya and he can actually do counter attacks versus in base he couldn't do that at all.
You know when he tried that against Naoya, it didn't work one time, right?
What? To try to do a...
He tried to time Naoya's attack. It didn't work. He got punched.
Yes, it did.
No, he didn't. Choso doesn't react to a single attack.
I showed you reaction.
So. He reacts to Naoya's movement, and then Naoya proceeds to punch him in the stomach.
Okay.
So no, Choso, just because he, focuses his technique into his eyes.
It's called Naoya did a counter attack, and he's faster. That's fine.
Oh my god. So for one, if Yuji, when he's way weaker, scales the Choso in physicals, then what's it called? Choso lowering his
my
physicals.
scaling, Choso would scale to a way stronger. He was way stronger as well. But yeah, like, do you do any boxing? You know, I'll ask you that because if you think that Choso feats are valid, I'll tell you.
What Choso feat?
You know, like what a duck. I mean, what a slip and jab is. It's like where you flip a punch, where you move your head out the way, but just enough where you can counterattack. Like, I can dodge and hit someone in their stomach when they're about to hit me. That's exactly what happened. Even when their fist is close to my face.
Hold on.
Happens in boxing all the time.
So, Choso doesn't do this shit in character.
Doesn't do what?
The eye shit.
If a nigga's too fast, yes, he does.
So, are you agreeing that Mahito is too fast?
No, but he just activate FRSS on his whole body. But I'm taking FRSS Choso in his eyes anyway, so it doesn't matter. He can say he doesn't do it in character, but still
that was never specified, sir.
Taking FRS's Choso and I'm using the feats of the fight, so it was just gonna be applied that I'm using this one and not the other one. If I'm applying this one scales above.
Anyways, Mahito reacts to Gojo.
Anyways, leave it on the prior scale. If I failed to scale Choso above, sure, Mahito could touch it. Well, no, actually, I'll just argue base Choso above Mahito.
Dude, let me argue this real quick. Gojo.
Mahito relative to 10% UG, 10% UG, below the one that fought Choso.
Can't prove that.
I can't prove that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
he got stronger after
his soul is at full health when he fights Choso, and he has less mental damage than he does in the Mahito fight because he's traumatized after killing like a whole section of the city, and he's blaming himself. And then till Toto gives him that speech, this nigga does not cheer up at all. Like, he just letting Mahito beat him up, like, just sitting there taking it. Pause.
Give me a sec. Alright, so what were you yapping about?
Oh, I'm just saying that basically Choso scales to less mentally damaged and a full
okay,
HD.
I agree. Okay, wait, hold on. Yuji got stronger after the Choso fight for one.
Why?
Because he ate 11 fingers.
Okay.
And he got a black flash stamp.
When?
Against Mahito? He got 2 black flash stamps, actually.
Hold on.
Yuji took 11 fingers in one night.
Okay. All right. So what reason? You got 2 black flash stamps. You get the black flash stamps apply immediately?
Yes.
Why?
What? Alright. Do you know what the flow state is?
Yeah.
Something
controlling curse energies as you get breathing. I think it gives you more knowledge on curse energy, therefore it's more, you can use curse energy more effectively. Yeah, but it's after the fight. You know, like there's like
alright, so prove it applied.
Between, right?
Wait, so prove it applied. Go ahead.
Prove it applied?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a whole day after, and he stated to just be way stronger.
He's way stronger? Prove that.
He's okay. I'll show you. I'll send it to you. Choso just states he's way stronger.
He's stronger than he was in the Choso fight. And Mahito, the Mahito fight, Yuji ate 11 fingers.
So How does that overcome his mental damage and the fact
I
that he
didn't
just
say it overcomes his mental damage. Wait. Hold on a second. First off, the mental shit. Prove it applies after Toto, gives him that speech.
You said prove it applies after Toto gives him that speech?
Mm-hmm.
It's still stated that he's healing from in Shibuya, and in Shibuya he just admits to it and he feels guilt for it.
He knows, Chad.
I mean, not Shibuya, Culling Games, my fault.
He knows. Anyways. 11 fingers. Actually, let's get to the Choso's name. Because if it only applies to the Choso fight and you can't scale Choso fight above Mahito fight, then you know. Don't really matter, does it? The Choso statement.
I'll just grab it for you. It's one.
Nick
It's
is my son, by the way.
Chapter 140. If you didn't, 139. My fault.
Yes, he's become a demon god.
Yeah, you know the statement.
Yep. What's it called? So if it's referring to the Choso fight, then that would just be assuming that the Choso fight's stronger.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we can get into the soul stuff.
Yuji got an amp before the Mahito fight, so we just.
Which was the 11 fingers amp? You mean the curse energy that Sukuna should have expended using a domain?
Huh?
The curse energy that Sukuna should have expended using a domain?
Prove that?
Domains take up a lot of curse energy?
You think one domain takes up 11 fingers worth of cursed energy?
Yeah.
What?
Unless
Actually, no, they don't.
Like,
Sukuna used like 4 domains and plus in the Gojo fight.
That's 20 fingers, Sukuna.
Okay, so if he used 4 or 5 domains in the Gojo fight, then obviously one domain isn't taking up half his cursed energy.
Over half. Why is that the case? If this is a 15 finger Sukuna in Yuji's body.
Okay, so you're saying that one domain is going to take up 11 fingers of cursed energy, but that doesn't work because Sukuna, by that logic, could only use 2 domains in the Gojo fight, which he doesn't.
No,
like 4 of them.
Because that presupposes that all the fingers have the same amount of cursed energy. That also presupposes that the head has the same amount of cursed energy.
The head?
Yes.
So you think that the head gave him 3 fingers worth of cursed energy?
It could be higher compared to other fingers, not 3 fingers exactly.
Okay, so if it's not 3 fingers, then it shouldn't be up to 22 fingers, which is double of 11.
No, you're gauging the fingers like there's some sort of level of them.
They are.
They give you 5 cursed energy. 1 finger equals 5 plus cursed energy. No, I'm saying the fingers could be 1 gives you 5 plus energy, and the next one gives you like 20 plus energy.
How would Kenjaku be able to gauge someone's strength off of it? Why would you say, "Oh, you're like 9 fingers worth of cursed energy" if they were all different cursed energy?
That's from the ones he's seen. They were the same.
From the ones he's seen, so you're agreeing that 9 of them are equal?
Yeah, they could be. Or Kenjaku could just be making an induction that he saw a few, so then the rest are probably that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be taking Kenjaku's induction over your skepticism.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie. I think Kenjaku's smarter than your monkey ass.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Anyways, man, I don't even know why I argued my scaling. I already slammed you on your scaling.
Anyways, yeah, his soul should be like 10%. Changes to the soul effect, changes to the body. So that even if we presuppose there was an amp, it just got nerfed to like 10% of his power.
That would be 10% of his stronger base.
Okay.
So we just don't know who's
are you really going to assert 10% of this stronger Yuji, quote unquote stronger Yuji, is relative to Vesui Tadori?
Vesui to no above.
10%. It's above Vessel Itadori.
Look, man, that's 11 fingers. I can't deny.
That's unprovable. That's unprovable. And that's a ridiculous claim.
I think it's narrative. I think it's narratively shown that Yuji gets stronger every arc.
Why?
He gets stronger from Goodwill. He gets stronger from Shibuya. He gets stronger from
Goodwill. Why is he stronger from Shibuya? Why is he stronger from
You're right. Motherfucker, you said he Choso statement. Black Flash from Goodwill. He's stronger from Starter Series as well.
No, Starter Series, the first 2 arcs, he's like the same.
He had no cursed energy manipulation at the start of the
Okay.
So he's weaker.
Okay.
So he goes from stronger, and then he gets stronger from Goodwill to Shibuya. And then he gets stronger from Shibuya to Call Game.
And isn't Toto relative to like Shibuya? I mean, Goodwill Yuji? Like, ew, get him out of here.
Man, I know you guys are not proving Toto stayed the same strength.
He doesn't seem to train. He just seems to bully people who don't like the same type of aggressive.
He says he's gonna train.
Prove that.
He's like, we all must get stronger for the newer threats in Shibuya or some shit. I don't fucking.
But we don't need to get into that. We can just move on. That's
it. Anyways, Enigma, mic up, son.